Hello, I'm Sasa. Welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into the life of Li Bai, one of the most famous poets in Chinese history. Known as the poet Immortal, his poetry is grand in scale, full of integrity and boldness. Some have said, his words can 笔落惊风雨, 诗成泣鬼神, which is stir wind and rain, move even the spirits. Yet when we examine his life more closely, we see that Li Bai was not only a literary genius, but also a man who repeatedly sought a career in government service, only to face setbacks. Today we will retrace Li Bai's official career based on historical records. From his youthful aspirations, extensive travel, to pursue to his brief period of favor in the imperial court. His involvement in the Yongwang rebellion, exile, eventual pardon, retirement, and final years. Li Bai was born in around 701 during the Tang Dynasty, in Mianzhou, present-day Zhengyu, Sichuan, and died in 762 from a young age. He displayed exceptional intellectual aptitude and engaged deeply in literary studies, while also training in swordsmanship. At just 15, Li Bai composed Any Hen Fu, in which he compared himself to historical heroes like Shang Yu and Liu Bang. This youthful work revealed his great ambition and vision, laid the foundation for the poetic style and lofty ideals. Li Bai was born into a family engaged in commerce. This mercantile background limited his access to the conventional pathways into Tang officialdom. In that era, family status and household registration played decisive roles in examination eligibility and advancement within the bureaucracy. Yet Li Bai did not resign himself to such constraints. He carried strong ambitions to serve the state and sought alternative ways to demonstrate his talent, hoping that poetry and reputation might open doors to the government. Unable to enter government service through conventional routes, Li Bai traveled extensively, building connections and seeking recommendations. In his early 20s, he left Mianzhou, journeyed along the river, met figures such as Ming Haran, visiting Jiangnan and Jinling. Historical sources note his generous character, often giving gifts and hosting banquets to strengthen friendships and cultivate literary networks. Picture him riding through riverside scrolls of poetry and hand-brimming with ambition, yet facing polite refusals from scholars and officials at every turn. These experiences, though frustrating, fueled his creativity, inspiring enduring works such as Jiang Zhenju, Bring in the Wine, and Xing Lunan, Hard Roads to Travel, which reflect both his career setback and his pursuit of freedom and idealism. In the first year of the Tianbao era 742, Li Bai was summoned to Chang'an, appointed as a Hanlin Gongfeng imperial scholar, serving in close attendance to the emperor, taking part in imperial audiences. Within the palace, he wore official robes, engaged in discussions with court literati, composed poetry praising the Tang Dynasty, became a prominent culture figure of his time. According to historical records, Li Bai once entered the palace intoxicated, even ordered the eunuch Gao Lishito remove his boots. This display of boldness violated court etiquette, aroused resentment among other officials. Consequently, he was gradually sidelined, ultimately granted a financial grant to depart Chang'an, effectively ending his brief but brilliant tenure in government service. During the Anxi Rebellion, Prince Yongli Lin raised an army in revolt. Li Bai was associated with his staff in a subordinate role. After the prince's defeat, Li Bai was implicated due to this affiliation. Sentenced to lone exile in Yelang, he was later pardoned, allowed to return home. This period was among the most perilous of Li Bai's life, confronting the risks of political entanglement and exile. Even in these circumstances, he continued to compose poetry and travel. Following his pardon, Li Bai resumed travels in Jiangnan, composing poetry and enjoying the landscapes. In his later years, he received an invitation from a son of Emperor Tang Taizong, involved in a failed political plot, but he never returned to substantial government office. Historical resources record that Li Bai died in 762 at Dangtu and buried at Kaishi. In his final years, he remained devoted to poetry, living a life interviewed with the mountains and rivers, leaving a lasting literary legacy. Li Bai's life illustrated the tension between extraordinary talent and the constraints of his life. Born into a mercantile family, he tirelessly pursued a place within the official hierarchy, repeatedly faced obstacles and setbacks, even in the imperial court. His brief favor did not last. His independent spirit and boldness soon brought him into conflict with powerful figures. His exile and later retirement did not diminish his creative spirit. They became the crucible in which some of his most enduring poetry was forged. Li Bai's journey reminds us that brilliance often navigates a delicate balance between societal expectation and personal aspirations, leaving a legacy that transcends both politics and mortality. Do you think Li Bai's career setbacks were the result of his era and social background, or shaped by his personality and choices? Share your thoughts in the comments.